Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Teacher Raf. This is another episode of the Twilight Zone. And I want to talk about two patents. I'm going to give you the patent numbers and I'm going to show you where to look it up. It'll be downloaded. You can open it up as a PDF and read it for yourself. Also, I want to preface this video by saying something a little bit abstract. During the presidency of Obama, there was a bill which was, nearly 1,000 pages. I can't remember if it was under or over 1,000 pages. Basically, it was very big. And I had a friend who was a medic in the Navy. He was a medic for the Marines. And him and I were talking about this specific bill one day. And he said that he was curious about it. And he did a word search on the bill online. And because he was a medical person, he had an interest in anything related to medicine in this bill. So he used certain keywords, and his search found very abstract wording about medicine and technology within the body. And it was worded in this very open but very suspicious way. And I remember when he found this and he told me, I was kind of like curious and a little bit shocked. So he showed it to me, and it was one paragraph in the entire bill. And we didn't think much of it. I mean, what could you think at that point? All you could say was that they deliberately put a paragraph in this bill that had some kind of loophole about some kind of medical technology within the body. And it just sounded really suspicious at the time. The reason I'm saying this is because it was always in the back of my mind, why would that be in that bill? Okay, so what I suggest you do is you go to a search engine and you put in first this patent number right here, 1110758. Once you put that in, you can click on this link here at the top. It's patents.justia.com, methods and systems of prioritizing treatments. Okay, once you click on that, it'll start downloading. Okay, and then you can open it up as a PDF, and I will show you that PDF right here. Okay. All right, so here's the patent number. Oops, sorry guys. Let me show you this really quick, okay? So it was patented this past year, as you can see, just about a month and a half ago, okay? And what's really interesting, and I'll let you look at this in detail on your own time, but this paragraph right here, it's interesting, and again, I'm going to show you a second patent. Okay, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but I can't say certain words in this video, okay? But you'll understand, you'll be able to fill in the gaps. There are certain magnetic shards, metallic-like magnetic shards that have been reported, okay? And so people are curious if this is true or false. And if it were to be true, people started questioning or brainstorming about the use of these magnetic shards. What is the purpose of them? And so these two patents might be directly or indirectly related to them. Something to look at and something to think about. Let's read this really quick and then I'll show you the next one, okay? System and methods for anonymously selecting subjects for treatment against an infectious disease caused by a pathogen. The system comprises a plurality of electronic devices, right here, comprising instructions to generate an ID, okay, when in proximity of another such electronic device. This is very important, okay? So two electronic devices communicating with one another. That is what they're saying in order to transmit an ID, a identifier. One or both electronic devices transmit/receive the ID to from the other electronic device. Then a score is generated based on a plurality of such received IDs. Additionally, based on information received from a server, relevant treatment instructions are displayed to the subjects based on the received information and the score. So let me interrupt for a moment. It sounds like a sophisticated way of diagnostic, right? A diagnosis of the internal mechanisms of a subject. Okay, let's keep going. The server comprises instructions for sending to the plurality of electronic devices the information to be displayed with the relevant treatment instructions. Additionally, the server and/or the electronic devices comprise instructions to generate a prediction of likelihood of a subject transmitting the pathogen based on the score of the subject. Okay, so we know a couple of things. There's some type of ID score that will be qualified to each subject. And that ID score will be communicated by electronic devices, at least one of them outside of the subject matter. Okay, let's go to the next patent. Okay, here's the next patent. Okay, WO 2020 060606. Once that comes up, go to the top link right here, patentimages.storage.googleapis.com. Okay, it says right here, Abramson, Dustin, Microsoft Technology, G06Q 2006, and so forth. Click on that, and it'll start downloading. Once it downloads, you can open that up as a PDF, and let's take a look at what this is. Okay, so here it is. It's right here. You see it? Okay. All right. It was published March 26, 2020. Okay. It says designated states. This is, I don't know every detail of what this means, but the agent, as you can see right here, Microsoft Technology Licensing, One Microsoft Way, Redmond, Washington. Yes, it is a patent by Microsoft. And here is how it has been designed for use. And it is called Cryptocurrency System Using Body Activity Data. Okay, let me show you again. Right here. Here's the patent right here. Okay, so please look this up and take a look at it. This is the drawing. So you have a specimen, a subject right here on the bottom left, number 145. Then you have a sensor, user device, communication network. Looks like a server up here on the left, top left, 110. And then the cryptocurrency next to 150. Let's read what it says right here under abstract. Okay, so I'll read that. Human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. A server may provide a task to a device of a user which is communicatively coupled to the server. A sensor, communicatively coupled to or comprised in the device of the user, may sense body activity of the user. Body activity. Stick with me. Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system, communicatively coupled to the device of the user, may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. Aha. So they are in this spiel rewarding subjects by paying them because they are analyzing their data, their body data. Okay, let's scroll down just a bit. Let's see if I can find this paragraph that I read earlier, because there's so much information. I haven't really gone through every detail, but of course you can do that on your own and find things that are significant. Let's see. So they're going to be using the blockchain-based cryptocurrency. And by the way, Satoshi Nakamoto is a, how should I say it, an AKA for cyberpunks. If you look that up and you see who allegedly was part of that group of people, I believe there were 9 people, and allegedly they were started or employed by an alphabet agency. So if you connect the dots back, and then now you can connect the dots forward, you can see that perhaps this is some type of predetermined, planned out system. Okay. There's a portion here that I wanted to find. Here it is. Look at this. For example, a brain wave. Now you tell me, how are they going to read your brain wave? Or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs the task provided by an information or service provider. Now read that one more time slowly, and let's see if we both can understand this. Brain wave or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs the task. And who's providing it? Provided by an information or service provider. So a third-party service provider is telling a person, a specimen, the subject, a task to perform. Okay. And then that service provider is reading the subject, specimen, person by the brainwave or body heat emitted. Okay, so let's stop right there and think about this. So I'm understanding that what this sentence is telling me is that not only is information being communicated from the subject matter to a third-party device, but a service provider is telling the person a task to perform. Now, maybe that's just a task that a person could read off of a monitor, for example, but maybe it's more than that. Do you catch what I'm trying to say here? That maybe the service provider is telling the specimen, the subject matter, how to do or what task to do in a way that is not understood by us just yet, maybe through a frequency into their brain waves. Okay? Something to really start paying attention to. Let's just read a little bit more because there's a lot of information, and you can go in on your own time and take a look because I don't understand all of this. Instead of massive computation work required by some conventional cryptocurrency systems, data generated based on the body activity of the user can be a proof of work, and therefore a user can solve the computationally difficult problem unconsciously. Listen to this, guys. Really think about what I just read. Read this again. Therefore, a user can solve the computationally difficult problem unconsciously. Wow. Okay. So this is saying that a user's thoughts are going to be able to solve some type of equation or problem that they're consciously thinking of, but now they'll be able to solve it unconsciously. That's what I'm gathering from this sentence. Accordingly, certain exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may reduce computational energy for the mining process as well as make the mining process faster. Systems, methods, and hardware aspects of computer-readable storage media are provided herein for a cryptocurrency system using human body activity data. According to various embodiments of the present disclosure, a server may provide a task to a device of a user, which is communicatively coupled to the server. A sensor communicatively coupled to or comprised in the device of the user may sense body activity or the user. Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. A cryptocurrency system communicatively coupled to the device of the user may verify whether or not the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. So people are going to be rewarded with cryptocurrency for being guinea pigs, for trying this system out that is reading human body brain waves, and human body heat waves. Examples are implemented as a computer's process, a computing system, or as an article of manufacture, such as a device, computer program product, or computer readable medium. According to one aspect, the computer program product is a computer storage medium readable by a computer system and encoding a computer program comprising instructions for executing a computer process. Okay, we'll just read a little bit more because I know this is tedious. This summary is provided to introduce a selection of concepts in a simplified form that are further described below in the detailed description. This summary is not intended to identify key features or essential features of the claimed subject matter, nor is it intended to be used to limit the scope of the claimed subject matter. Brief description of the drawings, okay? As you can tell, we're only on page, I'm assuming page 5 because it highlights page 5 of 38. So this is more complex than I can readily understand by just the simplicity of what I read. But you should be asking yourself, what is this? And why is this important? Well, there is a rumor that Klaus Schwab in 2016 said that an electronic identifier needs to be put into every person on the planet within 10 years. And that would mean by 2026. And now we have 2 of these patents that are very suspicious. And before I go, let's take a look at some of this and see if we can figure out a little bit more. Sensor 140 may include, for example, but not limited to, functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI scanners or sensors. Here's this word. Look at this. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. Let me find it again. It was an accident. It was here somewhere. Oh, gracious. I'm looking. I thought it was right here. Where was it? Here it is. Electroencephalography, EEG sensors near infrared spectroscopy, NIRS sensors, heart rate monitors, thermal sensors, optical sensors, radio frequency, RF, right there. Sensors, ultrasonic sensors, cameras, or any other sensor or scanner that can measure or sense body activity or scan human body. For instance, the fMRI may measure body activity by detecting changes associated with blood flow. The fMRI may use a magnetic field, here it is, and radio waves to create detailed images of the body, blood flow in the brain to detect areas of activity. All right, let's take a photo of this real quick. All right, the material, and here it is, News Berkeley Edu, Brain Movies, shows one example of how the fMRI can measure brain activity associated with visual information and generate image data. Cryptocurrency System 150 may include 1 or more processors for processing commands and 1 or more memories storing information in 1 or more cryptocurrency data structures. Commands may include 1 or more processors for processing commands. Again, very suspicious language, leads me to believe that this is not a one-way road from the subject to the third-party system via RF radio frequency from a magnetic field with radio waves. This is a two-way street, because when I hear the word commands, memories, storing information, very suspicious. Meaning that perhaps this third-party storage is going to be giving commands to the subjects, to the people who have these so-called magnetic shards inside of them, communicating back to this third party. All right, cryptocurrency system 150 may be a centralized cryptocurrency system or network, for example, but not limited to a server which may be privately run by a third-party entity or the same entity that is running the task server 110. In other embodiments, cryptocurrency system 150 may be a publicly accessible network system, distributed decentralized computing system. For example, cryptocurrency system 150 may be a decentralized network 200, such as a decentralized blockchain network, including one or more compute resources 210. So if they're going to use a decentralized computing system on the blockchain to store memories or information or brainwaves, that's one thing. But if this decentralized blockchain network is sending commands, they could possibly control people or know which subjects a person is thinking about when the brain lights up in certain areas. I mean, this is some serious stuff. Very sci-fi-ish, very, very kind of scary in a way. The unknown is very scary. For example, in Figure 2, in the embodiment of Figure 2, there may be no central authority controlling cryptocurrency network 200. The data stored on blockchain network 200, i.e. the public ledger, may not be stored at a central location in its entirety. Blockchain network 200 may include a plurality of processors for processing commands and a plurality of memories storing information in one or more blockchain data structures. Blockchain network 200 may maintain one or more blockchains of continuously growing lists of data blocks where each data block refers to previous blocks on its list. The requirement for each block to refer to all previous blocks in the blockchain yields a chain of blocks that is hardened against tampering and revision, such that the information stored in the blockchain is immutable. So they really want this type of testing done so they can figure out how the human ticks, right? How the brain processes things, reacts to things unconsciously. Wow, we are going into some serious cyborg realms. And if you look at movies and the series on streaming and television, there are some hints and clues. Look at some of the series on some streaming services. Take a look at the ones that are like sci-fi-ish, that talk about cyborgs. Look at how interesting those story plots are. But look at the science behind these so-called fictional stories. Are they really fiction? Or have they already figured this out a long time ago? And now they're slowly unraveling this into the open for the public. Let's see what else we have here. Operation 420 may use audio hash function where the histogram of frequencies of the codified body activity are summed up, or bit manipulation such as XOR function of each histogram bucket with the next, or a modulus of a prime number is performed on the codified body activity. In some embodiments, an analog hash function where the body activities themselves are hashes can be used. For example, waves or signals sensed by sensor 140, for example, but not limited to alpha, beta, delta, or gamma waves from the EEG sensor may be transformed to a histogram using a transforming algorithm or formula such as fast Fourier transform, FFT, or any other algorithm or formula that can convolve, add, or multiply waves or signals to produce a histogram. There's a lot here that could be read. I urge you to find this patent number, bring it up, and read it for yourself. I know it'll take a lot of discipline and patience, but it's here. I mean, you can't really make this stuff up. I guess they've been making it up in science fiction films. But it leads me to question, has art imitated life or life imitated art? Machine learning algorithms may be used to stimulate body activities and set the conditions for valid body activities. For example, but not limited to, using generative adversarial networks. Wow. Stimulate body activity. The body activity generated at operation 420 may represent that the body activity of user 145 is within a target range. The target range may be determined using the amount of cognitive effort that user 145 requires to perform the task provided by task server 110. For example, to verify if the hash of the body activity of user 145 cryptocurrency 150 may determine, for example, but not limited to, whether the hash of the body activity of user 145 has a specific certain pattern, repeated patterns, mathematical properties, or the number of leading numbers, characters, or strings leading zeros set by cryptocurrency system 150. It looks to me that either the next generation, it looks like, might be the first cyborg-ish humanoid in public, because they just made these patents this year and last year. They're going to start using them if they haven't already. And this is really crazy stuff. Voxels of the image of the fMRI may be an example of the data of the body activity generated before the hash algorithm is applied. One exemplary embodiment of Operation 340 is shown in Figure 5. At Operation 510, cryptocurrency system 150 may check whether the hash of the body activity received from user device 130 is within the target range set by cryptocurrency system 150, or comprises a desirable pattern set by cryptocurrency system 150. So what is the function and invention of cryptocurrency? It is not about currency at all. It is about storing data, memories of brainwaves, and commands to brainwaves in a storage area that is virtually impossible to hack, impossible to stop. That is what the definition and invention and motivation of cryptocurrency, the invention, is. It sounds like on the blockchain created by Alphabet Agency through the cyberpunks. And by the way, if you dive deep enough, there's a rumor allegedly that one of the cyberpunks is without using his name, the last name starts with an A, and he's very famous, and he has like white hair. I think he's South African, and he's supposedly the guy who is always fighting the good battle, right? Well, as you know, on stage, there are always good and bad forces, but they were written ahead of time. Something to really think about. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to show you, and it's this right here. So this website right here, ProIPPATENT.com. What is patent 060606, microchip and famous Bill Gates patent? So let's go there really quick, and let me show you. Okay, go to this website and take a look. Okay, and just scroll down. It's talking about some stuff, but let's just read what it says. Patent WO 2020-060606 relates to officially recorded facts. It was registered on March 26, 2020. It was made by Microsoft Technology Licensing LLC under the presidency of Gates and gained international status on April 22, 2020. Cryptocurrency system using body activity data is the title of this patent. Okay. The online patent application can be summarized as follows. The human body activity associated with the task provided to a user can be used in the mining process of a cryptocurrency system. So they're just saying here that the human body's energy is going to just innocently be used for cryptocurrency mining. Really? Oh, okay. Perhaps, perhaps not. A server can provide a task to a user's device connected to the server. A sensor attached to the user's device or positioned within it can detect the user's body activity. Body activity data can be generated based on the attained body activity of the user. Cryptocurrency system connected to the user's device can verify whether the data generated by body activity meet the conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and can issue cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. In other words, thanks to the crypto money, the chip that monitors the daily physical activity of the person will be placed in the body. Okay. I didn't make it up. It's right here. in plain English for everyone to see, will be placed in the body. If the conditions are met, the person receives certain bonuses that can be spent on something. In a detailed description of the invention, it explains how to use the device with 28 concepts. It also provides a list of countries for which the invention is intended. There are several regional organizations with all members of the United Nations, which are separately mentioned. These include the European Patent Office, the Eurasian Patent Organization, and 2 African intellectual property protection organizations. Although it is not new to insert microchips into the body, the Masonic Youth Child Identification Program has been used in the USA for a while, and people who call themselves cyborgs exhibit various implants as a result of these practices. Microsoft gave the patent code number 060606. All right, there it is for everyone to see. This is evidence. This is not a theory. Wow. I think I need to stop reading. ID Project ID 2020 Alliance. Okay, thank you for listening. Hit like, hit subscribe, mention in the comments what you think, share this far and wide. Take care, be safe, God bless.